Good morning. Wow. I hope that you guys can hear me okay. Levels look weird on this thing. Anyways, hello. Good morning. Welcome back to Gearing Up. This is my first everyday commute episode in like a week. Apologies for that with no heads up. A few reasons. Work got stupid busy. Last week was pretty crazy. We had a lot going on in the office and online and all that, so busy for me. And then the new host that I've mentioned a couple times, I've moved hosting platforms to get some better analytics and stuff like that. And the hosting platform that I'm on like their entry level plan. I think it's like $12 a month, and I can only upload so much content, so that's actually going to impact how often I do these, because that's the main reason that I had to stop last week. I had reached my limit of what I can upload, and I didn't do the right math, so I was about a week late on reaching the cap there. So, and I think it's like, I don't know, $4 or $6 extra to go to the next one, and I just haven't changed. So anyways, I took a week off. It was a little crazy, so it was a good time to do it. And that's also why I had to push back the premiere of season 3, was because even if we recorded an episode, I wouldn't have the bandwidth to upload it. So no worries, we're back on track now. These are actually going to be like once a week. So today and tomorrow I'm going to work on the outline for season 3, like the final outline. But I think based on how long these normally are and about how long I'm anticipating the core episodes to be, I think we're going to do the main episodes every 2 weeks, which we kind of decided earlier on, and they're going to be a little bit longer. And then these, I'm thinking I want to do every Thursday. So like new podcasts on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, and then a new one of these on Thursday. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm thinking we'll have a new podcast, and then a couple days later we'll do one of these, and then the next week no new podcast but another one of these, and then and so on and so forth. So that way at least there's some new content every week for the folks that wanted something a little more regularly, and something a little bit shorter, a little bit easier to digest. So hopefully you guys like that schedule. If not, I don't know what to tell you. I'm super exhausted. I don't know what is happening. The last 3 or 4 nights, I have just not been able to sleep. I've been very restless. I've been tossing and turning. So yeah, I mean, that's not been fun. But it's Monday, and I've mentioned it before. I really like Mondays, so I'm okay with today. We're getting going, and I got a lot to do, a lot to focus on, but I think we'll get it figured out. With the sleep thing. I think tonight I'm gonna try to get to bed a little early, because we went to bed early last night, but I didn't fall asleep until almost midnight, and then I was just up and down and up and down. I mean, it seemed like it was never ending. So, but anyways, that's enough of my whining and belly aching. What's going on in your world? Hopefully nothing too crazy. Hopefully something pretty awesome. That's about it. Everyday carry world. Let's talk some gear. So, I don't really have anything new. The only thing that I have that's new on my person today is a new flashlight. So it's the Rovivon A29 in brass. Couple of thoughts right out the gate. If you've followed along for any length of time, I'm not really a flashlight guy. I'm really picky. If you're listening to this and you are a flashlight person, please give me a recommendation. I'm really picky about the features. I hate twist on. I hate really bulky stuff. So like the Rovivon. So let me start by talking about my preferences, and then I'll go into the A29. So I have a very specific list, right? I like tail switches. So instead of a button on the side of the body or a twist to activate, I like a tail switch. Easy, simple, one-handed operation. I like a pocket clip. I don't like gear rumbling around in my pockets. Everything's got to have a place. And so I need a pocket clip. And then the other thing I like, not the other thing, this isn't the end of the list. I also like thin. And there is a trade-off with battery life, power, brightness, the driver that's in the light. And I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination, so I don't know for sure all the ins and outs, but I do know that, like the AAA battery ones, they tend to not have quite as much output power. And I don't know if that's a battery issue or a driver issue or both, but so I like thin. The one that comes to mind that I I wish was offered in titanium or brass, and if it is, and I'm an idiot and I don't know, let me know. But the Preon P1, P2, P3, I don't know whatever number they're on anymore. I had a copper Preon ages ago, and it was a great light. I'm not a big copper guy anymore, so that was kind of the one turn off for me. Excuse me, God, I'm sorry. I had kind of frog in my throat. But yeah, that's really kind of the list. I mean, I don't require a whole lot. Oh, the other thing, ease of use. Programmable is fine if I can program like 2 options. Like, I don't need 17 different brightness levels. I don't need a strobe. I don't need an SOS. I don't need any of that. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'll try to edit that down. What I need is a simple on and off. Would be great. Like a high and a low would be fine. Or like a moonlight and then a high. Like that's really the extent of my use as far as flashlights go. Now the Preon, I remember you could program, and I think I got it down to just a high and a low, if I remember correctly, and that was great. Now there's so many, like, just not to pick on the Rovivon, but it's the first thing that comes to mind because it's fresh. Like, there's 4 different brightness levels. I can do SOS or a strobe, and I can do a moonlight. And there's just all these different button combinations and stuff that just make it kind of obnoxious. So that's the next thing I'm looking for. And jumping into the A29 from Rovivon, I mean, right out of the gate, the positives, I mean, it's super well built, really robust feeling, looks super premium. I love that they've got slots milled out on the side for tritium vials. So if you wanted some of those glow accents, like that to me is super cool. I like that they do that kind of stuff. In terms of what boxes. Oh, it's brass, so that's good. You guys know I like brass. Makes it kind of hefty. I think a titanium version would be amazing because it would be super light. But this one's brass. It does have a switch, but it's on the body, it's not on the tail. So it is a push button. It's not a very large button, and it's not super tactile. It's not super clicky. It's a pretty soft press. But it does have a button. It's not twist to activate, so that's, a good check. It's super bright. Like, when you need it, it's super bright. And I do love the quick on. So with the way they've got the button programs, like if you just press and hold it, it's just a bright on light. So all I got to do when I grab it, push the button, it's on. If you want to turn it on and then cycle through the levels, I think it's like a double tap and then you tap to cycle through, which is fine if you're using it for an extended period. But if I'm just grabbing a light and needing to, super quick, having that quick on is really nice. And knowing that it's just going to go to that brightness, not, with like the Pre-On, I'd hit the button and I left it on low. Like I'd have to cycle through. So, having that super quick on is nice. It's got a pocket clip. I don't know if I said that. It's brass, quick on, it's bright. Just some really good attention to detail. It's rechargeable, which is a huge plus. Not that I mind a AAA battery, but if I can just plug it in, that's even better. It is micro USB, so that kind of sucks because I'm using USB-C for most things or Lightning for my phone. So I would have loved to see USB-C. But, they can't all be winners. That's fine. I get it. Whatever. It's probably a little bit more expensive to throw in a USB-C. And then the price point. So I feel like value-wise, it's absolutely a good deal as far as what you're getting. I want to say it's like $80 on their website. No coupon codes considered or anything. I think it's $79. Which to me is a good price for what you're getting. I think anything more than that, it would have been a little overpriced. Would I love to see it cheaper? Absolutely. But I think in terms of what it does and the features, I think they're pretty reasonably priced. As far as the downsides go, there's just a few. So I mentioned it's not a tail switch. I'd like it to be a tail switch. Their button cycle is, again, it's kind of too much. I would love just a simple press for on, press for low, press for off, or, even if they removed like the strobe and flashing and all that crap, and I just had like a double press for high, and then, press to cycle through, and just simplify. It's a lot of button pushes. I mean, if you want to do the moonlight mode, which is convenient, it's handy, it's like a 4 press, which tick, 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 tick is kind of a pain. And then the bigger downside when you have so many button presses that you're relying on, it's just not super tactile. I wish it were a little clickier. I imagine 4 clicks for moonlight mode would get kind of annoying if it was a really clicky button, but I'd feel more comfortable knowing that I'm hitting all the buttons with a little bit more feedback. So, as far and the other downside, 2 other downsides. So one, it's a little bulky. It is rechargeable. I forget what battery it uses, but it's a little on the thick side, a little thicker than what I was hoping. It's a little more substantial than I was imagining, which, again, to some people is a great thing. To some people, like me, it's kind of like, it's kind of bulky. And then the other downside, and this is just a personal thing, so, not really a mark against Rovivon, but if I read the instructions correctly, and I understand, it has a coating on it so that it doesn't corrode or patina. And to me, if you're making something in a brass or in a copper, some kind of soft, patina-friendly metal, that's part of the benefit. To me, that's a good thing. But they have coated it, so it's going to stay nice and clean looking. Again, some people might love that. Personally, I'm kind of annoyed. I wanted to do some blackening on it to give it some antiquing, and I'm just not even going to waste my time because I'm pretty sure it's like clear coated. And like I said, to me, just not what I'd hope for. I would want it to show some character and show some age and some wear, and that's one of the things I loved about the Pre-On. That's one of the things I like about the Raylight Pineapple, besides the fact that it's a pineapple, or that's the model name. But yeah, I mean, that was kind of a bummer. When I got it, I was like, oh, this feels really well finished, like it's super smooth and like they took some time polishing it or sanding it down. But no, it's actually like a clear coat, so that kind of stinks. So I'm saying so a lot today. Sorry about that in advance, or not in advance. Anyways, just going back through it really quickly. Construction-wise, it's awesome. Brightness-wise, it's great. I'm not a flashlight guy, so take this for what it's worth. But I think just in terms of, is it going to stay in my pocket? Probably not. I really want to find something that's a little slimmer. If it were as thin or slim as like a Prion P1, I'd probably really like it. Let me rephrase that. I'd like it a lot more. I do like it, but it's a little big, and I think that's going to be the main detractor. And then, of course, the fact that it's clear coated, so I'm not going to get any kind of patina on it, no character, and the fact that the button placement and tactileness are just not ideal for me. Those are really the big drawbacks, but in terms of functional use, I like it. I think it's a good knife. Sorry, it's early. You can tell, lack of sleep. It's a good light. Like I said, it's bright. And just in terms of functionality, it works really well. I think some of the shortfalls are gonna make me dislike it a little more than most, but I've got to hand it to them. For the price point, I think they did a good job, and I mean, it's a solid light. Anybody would be lucky to have it. So if you're listening to this and you're a flashlight person, please DM me, shoot me some recommendations, because I think I'm about to just start trying to find an old Prion or a new I don't even know what they're at. I know 4.7s bought them or something. I don't know how that worked, but I just don't see them a whole lot. So, and I'm not a flashlight guy, so I'm just not in the know. But yeah, if you know of something that's got a pocket clip, that's got a clicky tail switch and is thin and simple to operate, holler at me, let me know. I would love to check it out. If you have a Rovivon and you like it, holler at me, let me know. What am I missing out on, or maybe if there's a different model from them I should check out, holler at me, let me know. I'd love to explore it a little more. I think from an everyday carry perspective, whatever flashlight I wind up with, if I do end up keeping one, it's going to end up in my bag. I doubt that it's going to make the rotation in my pockets. I just don't see that happening. We'll see. Again, I'm carrying the A29 today, and I'm going to continue to carry it for a few days and just kind of get a feel for carrying a light and that functionality. But really, I'm just not sure that it's. I just don't know that I use it enough. When it's around, it might be convenient, but it's one of those things where it's like, I hate being the guy that says this, but like, I'll just use my phone. And 9 times out of 10 that works well enough for what I need. So anyways, I'm at work. Sorry for all the coughing today. Hopefully it's a little bit better tomorrow. Let me know what you guys think light wise. If you've got any suggestions, recommendations, whatever, I'd love to hear them. Hope your week is awesome, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.